East Podcast, WATP.
The Hollywood Reporter came out with an article today saying Howard Stern tries to own the rumor mill of his SiriusXM demise. A promo running on the satellite radio giant is leaning into the chaos of the Stern Show's cancellation and teasing the host himself will reveal all on September 2nd. It starts with some background. Of course, we all know about what's going on with the Sun article saying that he's getting canceled when really his contract is up for renewal at the end of this year. And it said in that article, people forget this. It said in that article that sources say Sirius will make an offer to Howard Stern. But the concern is that it won't be enough money for Howard to say yes to. So there's a chance that Howard decides to cut ties. But he's not getting canceled. He's not getting fired. They just can't offer him $100 million a year anymore because he doesn't have the audience that he used to have. So it says, a line reads like a work the refs blind quote. It puts both Stern and SiriusXM on notice that it could be a breaking point while also being fed into the media ecosystem with plenty of time on the clock to reach a new deal before the host contract is up. Now, unlike prior negotiation dramas, the wild card is which side may want to walk away this time. At least that may be the tabloid's premise. It pages the lawyers and deal makers for both sides to get serious or not. While it seems unlikely that SiriusXM is looking to shed itself of its most recognizable asset in a tough moment for the radio giant, its consumer-facing app underperformed and it's been stuck around 33 million subscribers for years while navigating the rise of podcast-driven era that has threatened its walled garden, it doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility that the company is looking for Stern to take a home team discount. In any case, on Wednesday, a promo began running on SiriusXM. That's today. Began running on SiriusXM, leaning into the drama. Now, I tried to find this promo, but no one's put it out there, and I don't listen to SiriusXM, and I'm not going to sit there and listen to it waiting for a promo to come up. It says, this is what the promo is saying. The tabloids have spoken. Howard Stern fired, canceled. Is really bye-bye buoy? Chaos is swirling at the Howard Stern Show. Intoned a movie trailer-ready narrator in the ad running on SiriusXM. Did staffers talk to the press? Are writers withholding their best jokes? Nobody knows what's going on or who to trust. Naturally, the promo is set up for Stern himself. It says, now we can reveal all of the questions will be answered, all the truths will be told by the one man truly on the inside. Howard Stern will speak Tuesday, September 2nd. And this article in the Hollywood Reporter says, well played. Now, I don't know if I agree with that. So they're trying to lean into this to be like, hey, this is great promotion. Howard Stern's going to be back from his summer break, and you can tune in and hear what he has to say. Will I tune in and hear what he has to say? Yes. I host a show about this kind of stuff, so I definitely will. I don't know that people are still going to be interested in it weeks from now. The problem with all of this is that this all went down in early August, and Howard had 4 weeks to go before he was going to do his show again. If this had happened while he's doing his show, this could have been great for it, because I would have been tuning in. I think a lot of people would have been tuning in to hear what Howard had to say about it. But this is all going to die down. People are not going to be as interested in this come September 2nd. It's already kind of waning a little bit. There's been a lot of news stories, staffers coming out, a lot of speculation, a lot of interesting analysis of it. But that's not going to hold up for very much longer, which is why I think it's interesting. Eric Nagel came on this show, and he really thinks that the Howard Stern team are the ones who leaked the initial information to the Sun to try to put up like a little trial balloon and see what this would do. And he thinks it backfired. Other people think Sirius are the ones who put that out there in order to leverage their negotiations, because all of the response has been like, yeah, fuck Howard. No one listens to him anymore and he sucks. So it gives them an opportunity to be like, yeah, we're definitely not paying you as much as we used to pay you. Like, people don't seem to care if you're here or not. I think Eric would know better than other people. So I think that, I think maybe the Howard Stern's team put that out there and it completely backfired. And now they're in full-on damage control, where they had that other article where an inside source was telling this publication that Howard's excited for the challenge and can't wait to start working for a new video streaming service like Netflix or HBO Max. It's like, who would care?
Yeah.
Who's signing up for Netflix because Howard Stern has a show there? They're not signing up for Sirius for it.
Who's signing up to Sirius to hear what Howard's going to say about whether he's going to stay or go? That's not a...
Well, also, these promos are on Sirius, so you already have to have Sirius to even hear these promos. It's not like these are... I mean, maybe they will do a promotion for it. They've done TV commercials and things like that before, but I'll be surprised if they're promoting Howard Stern on Sirius. They're too busy promoting Alex Cooper and Smartless and Stephen A. Smith. They have Trevor Noah. That's a horrible hire. Gee, what a boring bore Trevor Noah is.
Well, they still have Gayle King, though, right?
I know. I mean, I don't know what SiriusXM's model is. I don't know what they're doing. It's crazy.
I think what Eric pointed out so correctly, he shed a light on the fact that wherever it came from, this is not news or an article. These are plants. These are corporate plants. These are like when celebrities are testing out a divorce. They just want both of these sides to leave, as the best they can and unhurt. And they are testing out and feeling out what stockholders are going to say, what the public is going to say, what the backlash is going to be. Are fans going to freak out? Are people going to say good riddance? And they're floating it out and trying to gain, control over it.
It's stated as fact right now, and I don't believe this is true, but it's now being stated as fact that Howard Stern went from 20 million listeners down to 125,000 listeners. That is a horrible trend. That's a giant plunge from your listenership. And nobody who hosts a show wants to talk to fewer and fewer people over time. Aaron Imholt. Nobody wants to do that. Aaron spins it as it's great. I love it. These are the people I want to talk to.
I'm just watching you cope. It's amazing.
It's amazing. And I was talking to Adam about this earlier in the day today. I know we say we don't discuss things ahead of time. This one we did discuss ahead of time. And I was telling Adam, you're right here. I was telling you, Adam.
So it says to Mabel.
I know. I was telling Adam, I want to put together what I think are the top 10 reasons why this audience has abandoned Howard Stern. Because obviously, myself and a lot of my friends who I've talked to about Howard Stern for years have stopped listening to him. And all of us have dropped out at different points for different reasons. And so I think I have a top 10 list. Now, Adam's response to that was... Go ahead and explain what you thought your reasoning. You're like, well, of course people stopped listening to him. That was the plan for Howard.
Well, I just think he's like a musician who stopped making the music that he was popular for. It wasn't like an accident. He wanted to make something different. He wanted a different audience. He wanted to be a different kind of broadcaster. So he wasn't surprised that the people who want to hear, the guy getting his balls hammered by the... with the nails and the whole thing. Yes, mistress. Yes, that guy's not the same person that wants to hear what Jennifer Aniston had for breakfast that day. Like, this is a different audience, and he was going for them. So I just think he didn't care. That's what he wanted to do. So I don't think he's disappointed. I think he doesn't want to be that guy, or he's embarrassed of certain things that he has to hide. So he just says, forget it all. And it does. The way he treats his fans, if that's it, does go along with how he treats his employees and personal relationships. We're done. That's it. I don't know you an explanation. It's over. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And when it's music, we don't mind it as much. Like, I saw Bob Dylan, and this person in the bathroom was complaining to his friend, not a shadow of the man he used to be. And I was like, they're right. And Bob would take that as a compliment. He doesn't want to be that other guy.
He's
reinvented
himself. That's himself.
What Howard's trying to do. Unfortunately, it wasn't a seamless transition.
And there's definitely truth to that. We saw in the leaked Pelican brief where Howard's addressing his staff. He literally came out and said, our listeners are homophobes. He doesn't want those people listening to his show anymore. He's embarrassed by the audience that he built. And he probably does want to have soccer moms or people who watch The View, because he went on The View to promote himself. He probably does want to switch over the audience. The problem is, you still want to have an audience. So if you alienate everyone, then you have failed miserably. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you my top 10 reasons why he has lost his audience from 20 million down to 125,000. And normally I would make fun of this sort of thing, but please let us know what you think in the comments section. Did you stop listening to Howard Stern? Why? Why did you stop listening to Howard Stern? Number 10, therapy. He's always been neurotic. He's always been into meditation and therapy, but it got way out of control. Every conversation, every guest turned into some kind of therapy moment, and it got predictable and obnoxious and not fun. There's nothing fun about therapy. Therapy is a thing you do to work on yourself. You're doing an entertainment show. Why would you bring therapy into this?
It's downright cringy when he does it. He starts whispering and shit.
Yeah.
It's really creepy.
And everyone who goes to therapy thinks they're a therapist at some point. Like, I go to the doctor. I don't, at a certain point, be like, I could probably be a physician.
Why'd you tell me to turn left and cough?
It's one of my tricks.
You got me.
Adam knows about it. Oh, I didn't even get to that part of the Aaron clip where he called you and me gay, Adam. That's a good one. All right.
Never been done.
Never been done before. He's not a
Hashtag
hack.
Rob Saul Army.
He's not a hack at all. Number 9, the death of the Whack Pack. Now, some of this is because of some of the greats have passed away. Eric the actor, Riley Martin, Hank the angry drunken dwarf. Of course, that was a while ago. But they also stopped finding new members of the Whack Pack to replace the old ones. At a certain point, Stern kind of abandoned that thing. And the Whack Pack used to be such an integral part of the show. It's such a fun part of the show. And they're really not doing segments on Whack Pack stuff anymore.
And it's funny, you can see some of them on other radio shows, like Sour Shoes pops up on sports radio and news shows all the time. Like, there's a desire to see them. Howard he wanted to kill him. He didn't want to see him.
King of All Blacks is calling into Rocco's show now, and so is Wendy the Retard.
Oh, so someone landing on their feet. That's good to hear.
Yes. Number 8, America's Got Talent. In 2012, NBC decided to move the entire production of this reality TV show from LA to New York City just so Howard could be a judge on America's Got Talent, which was wild. I remember when that happened, I was still a very avid Howard Stern listener. It's like, holy shit, this is incredible. A lot of the fans were turned off by this because now you got Howard and he's on primetime television. He's acting like a goofball. And they're like, oh, this isn't the shock jock that I knew. So I think that turned off a lot of people. Number 7, Jimmy Kimmel's influence. Hollywood Howie. So Howard married a woman who was interning with the David Letterman show, Beth Ostrowski. And she loves to be around celebrities. She wants celebrity friends. Howard likes celebrity friends as well. So Jimmy Kimmel comes in and goes, hey, I can introduce you to celebrity friends. And Howard's like, that's awesome. Let's do that. And so now it's dinner parties and vacations and hanging out with A-listers. Shuli told a story on Point Dabble Point on Monday that was fascinating about how they have like this writers, I'll call it a Slack channel. That's what people mostly know about these days. But it's like one of those things where everyone's collaborating online. And it's all employees of the Howard Stern Show or writers for the Howard Stern Show. And all of a sudden one day, Jimmy Kimmel is now in the Slack channel. And like, what's this all about? Like Howard invited him to be in and just be like, yeah, you tell me how to run my show. And if anyone has followed Jimmy Kimmel's career, you could see that he's a total sellout. It's worked out very well for him. He's hosting the fucking Oscars. The Academy Awards, like, you can't be more of a sellout than that. So it's worked out well. But some of the other things that happened with Howie becoming Hollywood Howie is he's making up with Kathy Lee Gifford and Rosie O'Donnell and Ellen DeGeneres. Howard had a bachelor wedding with Beth on Ellen's show. This is insane. This is a man who used to clown these people, and we were all for it. We're like, yeah, Ellen sucks. Rosie really fucking sucks. We don't like Kathy Lee Gifford. And when he makes up with these people, we go, what happened? We still don't like those people. What are you doing? Why is that?
It's not like he was right to begin with and that Ellen turned out to be a horrible person. I mean,
Yeah, I know. Good point.
Right.
He went on The View and acted like he never used the N-word. He
said
got called out, and he goes, no, that was Daniel Carver. I just had this guy from the Ku Klux Klan on the show. Well, no, yeah, that's true, but also you too, man. What do you mean? And Whoopi is just like, yeah, it's fine. Moving on. So that's number 7. Number 6, A-list celebrities becoming the guests. Now, this is very much after the Pelican Brief. This was the whole goal back in 2012. Marcy Turk coming in and getting things done. And it was all about like, hey, we got to get some A-listers in here. And that completely changed the interview format. Now it's about kissing ass. And it's not about having interesting interviews. It's the same bullshit you can see anywhere with the publicist is approving the questions and what they're going to talk about. And I always say, anyone who comes into an interview with a publicist, skip. It's not worth your time. You're not going to hear anything interesting. This is all predetermined what you're going to hear about anything. But what that also did, getting the A-list celebrities, it meant no more fan favorites like Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert's gone. Jennifer Aniston is in. Huh? I'm out. Bye-bye.
Oh, that's interesting. That explains why the news is gone, too. Because you can't have a place where you're just going to free-form make fun of stuff. You might make fun of somebody's product, and they're coming on next week. They're not going to come on.
Oh, my gosh. Do you remember one of my favorite things that Howard would do on the news segment is they'd play these interviews with actors talking about whatever movie project they're in. And they'd ask the question, what was it like working with James Cameron? Oh, my gosh. James Cameron. What an amazing director. This guy, right. They just started clowning it because they knew it was just going to be this ridiculous bullshit. And so that was such a fun segment. They can't do that anymore. They have to kiss everyone's ass just like the interviews that we're making fun of. That's number 6. Number 5. The show got scripted. He was trying to do a monologue for a little bit. I don't even remember that. That was weird. He started doing a monologue, and it was so unnatural, and Howard's really bad at delivering that sort of thing. That might have been what Jimmy Kimmel was writing for him. But not just that. The colors are fake. Back and forth with staff members who are doing impressions of other people. And like the Alex Jones impression's fucking great, and some of the guys are really good, but it's all scripted. And it's obvious that they're like reading these lines, like waiting for each other to read their part, and then going back and forth. And we played on this show. They even let ChatGPT write scripts for them. They had little radio plays on their show where they're all reading their parts. Ronnie the limo driver is acting. Cool. That's a good role for him. Idiots. Number 4, the schedule. 5 days a week, 4 days a week, 3 days a week. Summer's off. I understand you're getting older, but it's a morning radio show. It has to be part of someone's routine.
Right.
If you stop being there, people find somewhere else to go. And if you're taking 2 months off every summer, then people are going to get into a different routine and be like, oh, well, now I listen to this thing in the morning. I don't need Howard anymore. I thought that was a really dumb move. But hey, if I could have that kind of time off, I would take it too. It'd be great.
He'd gone out. He stressed too much. He was too verbal about podcasting and Zooming not being a thing. It's not the real thing. He really staked his claim on that. To start doing it with no explanation felt a little disingenuous.
Number 3. You guys following this so far? What do you think? This is a pretty good list. Yeah. It's not bad.
It's numerical.
People are going to complain about it, but I think it's pretty spot on because I'm the one who created it. So obviously. Number 3 is politics. So you have the Trump derangement syndrome. This has been well documented. Howard really lost his mind when Donald Trump became president, to the point where he told Trump voters not to listen to him, which is a crazy thing to do. He doesn't want Trump, just like I was talking about before, where he didn't want his audience listening to him anymore. It's like the marketing VP at Bud Light. He was like, yeah, I don't want frat boys drinking Bud Light. You don't? They drink a lot of Bud Light, idiot. You got a lot of people listening to you who voted for Trump. You know what?
Trying to get fired.
Right. Like, what are you doing? Fucking idiot. Then he had the interviews with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that were just a debacle. The Hillary Clinton interview. He talked about going woke. He was all proud of himself that he went woke. He's changing the names of whack packers. Gary the Conqueror from Gary the Retard.
Wendy the slow
adult. Who's this for? What are we doing? Number 2. We're getting into it now. Artie Lang. Artie Lang leaving the show. This goes back to 2010. But I have a different angle on this. That wasn't Howard's fault.
No.
Artie had a serious drug problem and couldn't get his shit together. The problem that I have with Artie Lang leaving, they never replaced him.
Yes.
And I was very surprised when we found out, Artie's not coming back. And then they never tried to fill that chair.
Don't I know it?
Well, right. When Jackie Martling left, they spent a year or 2 trying to fill the Jackie chair. Seemed like it to me now. I don't know how long it was. But they brought in so many people to audition to win Jackie's chair. Artie eventually winning it, although Adam Carolla said he was offered it before Artie was. And Adam's like, yeah, I hosted my own show. Thanks, though. I appreciate it. But why wouldn't they have a comedian sitting in that chair? And Artie was so different than Jackie. Jackie was more of a writer. Artie was a storyteller. And it changed the show, I think, for the better. I love the Jackie era. I love the Artie era. But why not have that third era? They just decided, no, we don't need a chair there. And now it's just fucking Howard and Robin talking to each other?
They're not doing that show. They're doing the show you described with a script and with a focus on products, and they don't want the show derailed by some brilliant story. They want to plow ahead.
And the number one reason why people stopped listening to Howard Stern, I'm sure you won't be surprised by this, this is the reason why I stopped listening to Howard Stern, COVID. Now, Howard was always agoraphobic. That was always a thing for him. He didn't like leaving the house. He was scared of germs and all this stuff. COVID hits, and he loved it. He was so excited. Yeah, we shouldn't be going anywhere. No one should be going anywhere. Everyone should just be in their house all the time. Isn't this great? Isn't this how society should work? This is fan-fucking-tastic. And I'm hating it. March of 2020, I am losing my mind. What is going on right now? We're shutting down the world? This is insane. You can't do this. This is terrible. But he loved the lockdowns. He believed that his dad could die from reading the newspaper. He yelled at his dad because his dad was still reading the New York Times in the morning. He was microwaving salads that were delivered. You got to put that salad in the microwave or else you could die of COVID. I remember they didn't pivot well. Like, they weren't ready for it. So when they were doing shows from home at first, it sounded like shit. No one had good microphones. They weren't using good software. So then they delivered, I don't know, $100,000 plus worth of equipment to Howard's house to set up a real studio, and he had to leave it in the garage for 2 weeks.
And microwave it.
And microwave it afterwards.
People would send him gifts, and he was like, why are you doing this to me?
Yep.
How could you do this to me? It was an assault.
So that's when I tapped out. I was like, oh, I'm already bummed out about this, and Howard's like acting like this is great. I can't listen to this anymore. I'm ashamed that I lasted that long. I know this show was bad for a while. I knew that, but it was my habit. It was my guy. It was my morning show. Opie and Anthony went away, so that's what I was listening to. But Howard was just rooting on everything that was horrible in the world, and that's my number one reason why he lost his audience.
Also, to add fuel to that, number one, during COVID was when a lot of people went back and started listening to old Howard Stern for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, you're right.
All of those YouTube clips went up, and very much like the way we cover John so much, if we get a break, we don't see him for 2 weeks. When we come back, we can't believe how he looks because we're so used to it. People like you and I that had been listening to Howard that stopped, went back and listened to the old stuff. They went, oh, wow, right. This is what I've been looking for this whole time. That is not that. This is it. And then through that, the YouTube algorithm actually said, well, then you might like WATP. You might like the Uncle Rico Show. And here we all are.
That's it. Thanks, Howard. Thank you for sucking.
Thank you.
Who are these podcasts?